Let's talk about the NetworkHD Touch app. This is a free iOS and Android app that lets you control your NHD system from a tablet. It's a great way to hand over a finished project to your customer because they can control the entire system using simple drag and drop interface. Think back to the basic setup. One switch, a few encoders, a few decoders, and the controller. The tablet needs a way to talk to the controller, so we need to add a wireless access point to the switch. This allows the tablet to communicate with the controller over Wi-Fi. Basically, when you tap something in the app, the command is sent to the controller and the controller handles the rest. Setting up the app is very straightforward. When you open it, it automatically downloads your entire project from the controller. That includes all your endpoint information, video walls, multi-view layouts, and everything else. So just remember this. You should fully set up the project on the controller first, then you introduce the app, it pulls all that information, and it's ready to use. So let's start with the setup, and then we'll walk through the app itself. Open your browser, access the controller's dashboard, and click the NHD Touch tab. This is where you define zones. Zones are simply groups of decoders located in the same physical area. For example, you might create a zone called Reception that contains all the decoders in the reception area. Then you can create another zone called Office for the Office decoders. These zones will be shown in the app. So click plus to create a new zone. I'll call this one Reception. Once it's created, make sure it's selected. Next, choose the decoders from the list. If you have video walls or multi-view, they'll show up here as well. Then click Add to Zone. Now you can change the order of devices in the zone by drag and drop. This is the order they'll appear in the app. And now you can repeat this process for any other zones you want to create. Next up are the display power settings. This lets you turn your displays on and off using the decoders directly from the app. Click Display Power Settings, select decoders from the list. Now we can define the commands. You can use CEC, RS-232, or IR. For this example, I'll use CEC. First, enable it. I'll load the default values and click Apply. Now you can repeat this process for any other displays you want to control. On the right side, you can test the commands to make sure everything is working as expected. And that's it. We finished the setup on the controller side. Now let's jump over to the iPad. First, download the app from the App Store. Just search for NetworkHD Touch. Next, open your network settings and connect the tablet to the wireless access point we discussed earlier. Now, this part is really important. You got to make sure the tablet is on the same IP range as the controller. Tap the wireless access point and check the tablet's IP address. For example, my controller is 10.10.20.11 and my tablet is 10.10.20.97, so they are on the same range. Once that's confirmed, go back and open the app. The first time you open the app, it will try to find the controller on the 169.254 range by default. If you're using a different IP address, and you probably are, you'll see this pop up. That's totally expected, so just follow these steps. Tap Settings, then Advanced Settings. The default password is admin. Tap Change NHD CTL IP address and enter the controller's IP. In my case, it's 10.10.20.11. Now tap Connect, and we are in. At this point, the app has downloaded the entire project from the controller. Here is the reception zone we created earlier, so let's open it. In the middle of the screen, you'll see all displays. Along the bottom, you'll see source devices, each with a live preview stream. If you have multiple configurations within a single zone, you can use the arrows on the side to scroll through them. In my case, the zone includes single displays, one video wall, and one multi-view. The order of these screens matches the order we defined earlier in the controller's dashboard. So let's start with single displays. Simply drag a source onto a display to make the connection. If you want to send one source to all displays, drag it onto the All Screens button. Now let's scroll over to the video wall. The layouts you defined earlier will appear on the right. Select a layout, then drag your sources onto the displays. Now let's take a look at multi-view as well. Simply choose a layout from the list, and once again, drag your sources onto the layout. To save your current source to display setup, tap the Save button at the bottom. This lets you store the current configuration on the preset buttons. Next to the presets, you'll see the display on-off buttons. These let you power displays on and off, which is why we defined the power commands earlier. The last thing I want to show you is advanced settings. So tap the settings icon in the corner, select advanced settings, and the default password is admin. From here, you can change the password, update the controller's IP address, group sources into folders, and much more. Now, before I let you go, just remember this. Because the app downloads the entire project from the controller, anytime you make changes in the controller's dashboard, you need to fully close the app and reopen it so you can download the updated project. And that's it. Now you know how to control the NetworkHD Touch app. Thanks for watching.